Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video, and in today's video I'll be playing what might be the most underrated Bammer laner in the game, which is Singed, guys. So let me just tell you, Singed is good. He's not amazing, he's not S tier, S plus tier, but he's good. If you know how to play him, man, just the amount of damage and the amount of utility that he provides to the team, I'll talk to you more about that, is out of this world. So let's quickly look at how to build. Let's quickly look at how to build Singed. If you want to skip the build part, there's timestamps in the description to go to the gameplay immediately. So, how do you build Singed, right? That's the question. Let me tell you, you have to build this. Like, there are some items that you have to build. First of all, you have to build Rylai's Crystal Scepter first item. This is an absolute core item on Singed. Do not, and I repeat, do not start with Liandry's. First of all, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Like, you're not gonna do an insane amount of damage early on. So if you get the Rylai's Crystal Scepter, you're gonna slow the enemies by 20% every time they're in your fart gas. And let me tell you especially why this is important, because the rune that you go for is weakness. So on top of their slow that you're gonna slow them, on top of the damage that it provides, all of the enemies that get slowed take 5% more damage from your entire team in the following 5 seconds. So let me tell you, when you run straight through the enemy with your first ability, all the enemies that get hit, which is going to be 5 enemies, are all going to be taking 5 bonus damage. That's pretty much an Infernal Dragon for your entire team. That's how you have to see it. So that is why you have to follow this strategy with Singed, and I'll show you how you have to do all that during the gameplay part, but you start with a Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Do it. Do not start with another item. I'm going to get real mad at you. Okay, so for the boots, there's 2 boots. Let me explain. Boots of Swiftness are the boots that you generally want to go for because, you know, the more movement speed you have, the more use you're going to make of your passive and everything like that. So you really want to buy as much movement speed as you can. However, does the enemy have a lot of CC? Then you must buy Mercury Threads. Do not buy Boots of Swiftness if they have a lot of CC, because it's not worth it. Because if the enemy stun lock you and root you, you're going to be taking a lot of damage. So it's going to be really important that you can get out of that CC really quickly if they have it, right? Like if they have Twisted Faith, Ari, Galio, champions like that, it's generally going to be better to buy the Mercury Threads instead of the Boots of Swiftness. However, if the enemy does not have any significant CC that can like really stop you, by the Boost of Swiftness, the movement speed you get is going to be insane. If the enemy is full attack damage, then you can actually buy plated steel caps. It is worth it, but Boots of Swiftness are just more. Yeah, I just prefer Boots of Swiftness. It's just like you get so much speed from them. It's really significant because it snowballs into your passive. You get more and more out of it. But yeah, full attack damage, you go for plated steel caps. So here I actually have Glorious Enchant. However, I actually never buy Glorious Enchant on Singed. I go for Proto Belt. Hear me out, guys. Glorious Enchant is not bad. By the way, I want to put this one here. Glorious Enchant is definitely not bad. I'm not saying it. It's unnecessary. Let me tell you why it's unnecessary. Because you already get so much movement speed from your passive. On top of that, you're gonna use Ghost to get like the movement speed you need. So you don't need the Glorious Enchant. Let me tell you why Proto Belt is really good. So the way that you're going to utilize the Proto Belt, and I'll show you more about that during the gameplay part, is when you're running through the straight through the enemy, you can really surprise the enemy backline by boom, Proto Belting to them and throwing them behind you. That's the whole use of the Proto Belt. So you run through them, but instead of just chasing the enemy ADC, for example, because they're going to try to run away, they can flash away, you Proto Belt to them and you throw them behind you. It's gonna give them 0 opportunity to escape. 0. Because you're gonna be on them immediately. So that's why I go for Proto Belt. However, you can go for Glorious Enchant. I'm not saying it's bad. It's good to chase down enemies, but it's unnecessary. I'll show you during the gameplay part why it is unnecessary. So for your second item, even though Liandry's got nerfed, you still go for it as second item because your fart gas is going to be really good. It's going to hit all of the enemies, so you're going to apply be applying the passive of the Liandry's to all of the enemies. This is also why you never want to build a Rabadon's Death Cap on Singed, guys. It's not worth it, especially after the nerf, because Singed does not scale well with ability power. That's why you have to build these items with really important passives, like this one. You know, Rylai's, it gives you a slow. Like Liandry's, it gives you the damage on the enemies. You know, Void Staff, it penetrates their shields. Just things like this. By the way, Void Staff only as your last item if necessary, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like anti-healing, this is really good because you're going to be applying the passives on all of the enemies. So you never ever want to be building any item that does not give you a good passive. Okay, so for your third item, completely situational. Does the enemy have a lot of attack damage? You build a Crystalline Reflector. This item is pretty broken on Singed. However, if they have a lot of ability power, there are several items that you can go for. First of all, Force of Nature. Get this one if you just want a lot of magic resist. There is another one that you can go for, which is Abyssal Mask. This one is really good as well. Now get this one if you have at least one more ability power champion in your team. For example, if you have an Ahri mid lane, then you go for an Abyssal Mask instead of a Force of Nature. Why? Because when you run through the enemies, all enemies nearby you are going to be taking 15% bonus magic damage, guys. This is huge. This is huge. And also, you know, it restores mana equal to 15% of the damage taken. It restores health equal to your mana. This item perfectly synergizes with Singed. The only thing is that it just doesn't give you that much magic resist like this item. This one gives you way more, actually. 45 plus the potential 30, and it gives you movement speed. That's why you only have to go for Abyssal Mask if you feel like it's worth it. If you feel like one of your allies is also going to be dealing a lot of magic damage to the enemy. Okay, so after you have 4 items, oh, by the way, if the enemy has even more attack damage and you feel like you don't need magic resist, then you build the Deadman's Plate. The way that you want to use the Deadman's Plate is, sometimes it could actually be better to just not hit a single enemy. Let me tell you why. It's true that after you stack up the Deadman's Plate and you hit an enemy, you slow down by 50% for 1 second. But let me tell you what's even more true. When you have the stacks of momentum, you're going to be having that bonus 50 movement speed all the time. Guys, come on. So when you don't hit an enemy, you're going to maintain that 100 stacks and you're going to be keeping that massive 50 movement speed. It's insane. Like, you're going to be so damn fast. Enemies can just not catch up to you. So when you have this, when you have tenacity, everything, that's where the power of Singed comes, guys. They're going to be stuck in your fart, guys. They can never catch up to you. And you're going to be super tanky. And all of the enemies hit are going to be applied with weakness, guys. This is the perfect way to build Singed, guys. So for your last item, the Green Book. Generally the Green Book, because the Green Book is obviously going to be applying the Grievous Wounds to all of the enemies. If the enemies have an Enchanter support, you always go for the Green Book. If the enemies have a lot of lifesteal, you always go for the Green Book, guys. This item is just the absolute gem for Singed, applying all the Grievous Wounds to the enemies. Like, it's funny, none of your teammates need Grievous Wounds if you get the Green Book. It's insane how strong it is on Singed, guys. You could get it a bit earlier if you want to tell your team, hey guys, I'm just gonna get the Green Book. You guys just go full damage. I'm gonna be applying the anti-healing. That's what you could also do on Singed, by the way. Man, this part is taking really long. I'm so sorry, guys. I just have so much to say about Singed. For your runes, Conqueror. Always Conqueror. It's so easy to stack it up. Just go Conqueror. For your second rune, Weakness. Because you're easily going to be applying that weakness on a lot of enemies with your Ryla's Crystal Scepter. Perhaps, no, just go for Weakness. I see people go for some other runes, but no, just go for Weakness. For your third rune, it's situational. Hunter Titan is generally going to be good. Like, if the enemy has a little bit of CC and you don't want to be building Mercury threats, just get the Hunter Titan and go for Boots of Swiftness. However, if the enemy really doesn't have any CC and you want to be going for that late game, you can also go for Conditioning. However, keep in mind you're going to be very weak in the early game with this combination of runes. That's why Hunter Titan is generally going to be better, guys. For your fourth rune, Sweet Tooth, because Sweet Tooth is broken. Not much else to say. Now for your spells, you do not build a Flash. Don't build a Flash. You don't need it, because Proto Belt is already your Flash. Go for Ghost and Ignite. That's the only thing you need, and I'll show you during the gameplay how to utilize it. So enough about the build, let's now get into the gameplay. Alright, on to the gameplay. So, Singed. I never see this guy in ranked. And let me just quickly tell you, because I don't want to get your hopes too high up about this champion. Singed is not broken, okay? He's not broken or anything like that. However, he can be really good. Really good if you play him well. But the thing is, he's not strong in the early game. There is really only one way that you could potentially win in the early game. And I'll show you that during the laning. Well, I'll talk about that during the laning phase. So I wanna do a new thing in my videos where I feel like this is gonna really help you guys learn champions a bit better. So I tried to do this with the Senna video, and I'm gonna do it with this video again. I really want to ask you guys what I'm about to do, to really put in the comments if you guys are enjoying explanations like this, okay? So put in the comments if you want more of what I'm gonna do now or if you don't like it. So what is it that I'm gonna do? I'm gonna explain to you what your mindset has to be with the champions that you're playing. Oh my god, he tried to kill me. So I'm gonna explain to you not only how to play a champ. What the hell is happening here? Eee! Oh, Jesus Christ, that was way too close. Okay, so what I was about to say is I'm gonna explain to you the mindset that you need to have on how to perfectly play your champion. Like when I told you guys about Senna, your mindset really has to be that you have to get those stacks, and if you even miss one stack, it means you're gonna be missing one attack damage throughout the whole game. So what is the mindset of Singed, guys? The mindset of Singed is very unique. Your mindset is not, hey, I have to carry this game. No. Your mindset is gonna be, I have to relax in the early game, play it safe, and when I approach the mid-late game, I have to run around and fart everywhere. That's it. You have to put your gas everywhere, and your gas is gonna do the other work. That's literally it. It's quite simple, but yet hard to pull off effectively. So let me explain. Like the whole thing that I need to explain to you about Singed is how to team fight, because that's the whole point of Singed, right? You really want to be avoiding the 1v1s. You just, like this is all you really want to do. Just use your gas, throw the enemy behind you. That's all you want to do. You don't want to actually fight in your lane. However, in team fights, that's where it gets serious with Singed, guys. You turn on your first ability and you run around. So your ultimate is such a strong ability. Your ultimate makes you tankier, gives you mana regeneration, gives you ability power, gives you armor, gives you magic resist. You use this ability exactly at the start of a team fight when you go in. This is gonna make it this is just gonna provide you everything you need, and all you do is run around. That's it, guys. All you do is run around. You just really have to see how I do it in team fights, and I can already get the Rylai Scepter, by the way, which is a huge power spike already. You just run around and like make the enemies chase you. That's the whole win condition of Singed, guys. When enemies are chasing you, that's a perfect condition, absolutely perfect. So that's what you want to be looking for, making the enemies chase you, guys. And Proto Belt is not only good for engaging, Proto Belt is also good to just run around a bit faster. Like when enemies almost catch up to you, boom, you use your Proto Belt to run away just a bit further, right? So that's the mindset that you gotta have with Singed. You want to be super annoying and just run around and make people stay in your gas. Like, I'm gonna explain to you the mentality that you shouldn't have, which is carrying the game. No. If you have the mentality like, okay, I need to carry the game, I need to deal the damage, no. I'm not saying that you're not gonna be dealing the damage, because in this game, I'm gonna be dealing almost 70,000 damage. I'm not gonna say whether or not we won or lost, but I'm gonna deal a lot of damage. But your mentality should not be like that. Your mentality should just be, I should run around and just put my gas everywhere. That's the thing that you have to do. So okay, I just explained to you what the mentality is, but now we're gonna see it in action, right? Like in the early laning phase, I'm gonna explain to you how you should lane with Singed. So basically, just use your gas on the minions, and the only way that you can trade with the enemy, generally, unless the enemy sucks, is turn on your first ability and throw them behind you with the third ability. Because your third ability deals damage equal to their max HP. It's like 5% here, boom, just like that. This is all you want to do, just like this, This is a good trade for me. I turn on my first ability, I throw the Camille behind me, that's it. That's really it. You don't want to do anything else, because in longer term fights, you're generally going to be losing the fight. So you throw them behind you, and then you run away. That's it, you run away. Don't be going for fights, guys. Like, run away. Here, look at this. I'm running away. I'm not hitting him. I'm not basic attacking him. I am running away from him. Because when you run away, you're going to be creating the fart gas behind you, and the enemy is going to run into it. They're going to take damage, they're going to get slowed, and you're just running away. That's it. And when you feel like you could potentially get a kill, of course you turn on your ignite, right? That's how it works. It's really how it works. So I know laning can be hard with Singed, but keep this in mind. You're going to be super strong in the late game, so you don't need to win your lane. Just take it easy in your lane. Don't die. That's got to be your goal. Just don't die. Let's take a look at this. I throw him into my gas, and I turn on my ultimate when I see the Mundo, and look at this. Just look at this. I'm running around. I am not basic attacking. I'm just running around. See that? because like, this Mundo is so tanky, and when they go on you, this is another thing that you have to understand. When they go on top of you, you throw them behind you and immediately run towards the other direction. I really hope you understood what I said. So let's say I am cinched right now. If an enemy just flashed on me, what I do is I take the enemy, throw him behind me, and I run there. I have to run to the other side. What's gonna happen is they're never gonna reach you. They are never gonna reach you. Even if they flash on you, you throw them behind you and you run towards the other side. That's the power of cinched, guys. Enemies can just not reach cinched. And the more movement speed you get, the more often you're gonna use your third ability, the slow on your gas, it all contributes towards that. It all contributes towards the power of cinched. Cinched has so many weaknesses, however, because like he doesn't deal any burst damage. He doesn't really like kill enemies by himself. You kind of have to have your team around you. I mean, you can kill teammates by yourself, but you just don't deal that much damage. Like, take a look at this. As you can see, I am not dealing damage. You see that? I only dealt 10% of his HP damage. So, he just doesn't deal that much single target damage. But the one and only power Cinched has is team fighting and putting his gas around. So that's all you gotta do. It's the only power, really. I'm gonna keep mentioning it in the video because that's what your mentality gotta be, guys. There are so many people that are scared to play Cinched because Cinched is widely known as a bit of a troll champion, right? Like, not many people take Cinched too serious because he's just the champion that runs around with his gas. He doesn't really do anything, he just runs around. I mean, you could see it that way until a Cinched hard carries a game, right? So just pick up Cinched, really listen to what I'm teaching you about Cinched, and put this mentality in your head when playing Cinched. You're not gonna be, well, you can carry the game, but you shouldn't put your mentality to carrying the game. Put your mentality to just running around and hitting your gas on as many champions as possible. So the Infernal Dragon is up, and I need to move there. I need to help my team, to be honest. I'm just taking the Scuttle. But Dragon Fights is where your strengths are. You generally also want to be rotating to the first dragon, because as I said, dragon fights are your best, but keep in mind that during the first dragon you're not going to be the strongest yet. Oh, if you have the Rylai Scepter, you should always rotate to the first dragon, by the way, but if you don't have it yet, then perhaps it could be better to just stay in your lane, because he's not the slowest pusher, but also not the fastest, but pushing turret is also an option on Cinched. But throughout the mid and late game, you pretty much always want to be with your team. Always be with your team and provide that gas to them. That's what they need from you, right? You have to provide it to them. So I want to be talking about the most underrated ability on Cinched, which is the second ability. And here we just kind of screwed up. Our Lee Sin went back while the Infernal Dragon was up. And yeah, enemies take Inferno. But here is the first team fight. Let's take a look. I use my ultimate. Use my first ability, I run, look. I apply my gas to as many of them as I can. Look at how fast I am, oh my god. Just look at this. Kai'Sa can't escape. Everyone was in my gas there. Just, this was a perfect Cinched fight. This was an absolute perfect Cinched fight. I slowed all of the enemies, I did an insane amount of damage, and I applied weakness to them, so they took 5% more damage from my teammates. This was the perfect fight on Cinched. This is exactly what you want to do. So let's now continue to talk about the second ability. Yeah, so this ability is really, well, it's underrated, but if you use it wrongly, it's pretty useless. But if you use it on a high mobility champion, it can provide so much value. Like, for example, if you put it on a Yasuo, he cannot dash with his third ability. If you put it on a Camille, she cannot use her hookshot to run away. Use it on Kai'Sa, she cannot use her ultimate. And this is what can really secure your kills on high value targets. They can't even flash away. It's that strong, guys. So keep that in mind, guys. The second ability is actually stronger than you think. It can just stop an enemy from escaping. Wow, that Mundo poke though is pretty big. Here I was just looking at the builds because that damage was insane. So here I'm just looking, when should I go in? I use my first ability, I fill my proto belt. I use my ultimate to get tanky, but just look at this fight, guys. Look. Oh my god. I did die, however. But just, if you actually observe at how hard I slowed the enemies and how much damage I did, and the weakness rune that I applied, this is pretty much the most value that you could possibly apply as a Cinched in a game. It's absolutely insane how much value you can apply. What the hell did I do here? Oh, it's not my actual thing. It's I just put it down, pulled it down in game. Oh, I think I was, yeah, I was getting a drink here. Yeah. Sorry. One second, let me fix the screen ratio. There it is. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying this video, give it a like. It really helps the channel a lot. And put down a comment for the skin giveaway. Also on Instagram. Oh, I did a new post on Instagram as well. And I went to a restaurant yesterday where I ate like 7 meals. So if you want to see that, you quickly have to check out my Instagram because the story is going to disappear in a few hours, right? So yeah, enough about that. Let's now look at the game. So here you can see if my team fights without me, they just absolutely lose. My team is really not that good. It's just like the underlying damage is and utility is all coming from Singed. Like you won't know how strong a Singed is until you fight without a Singed in your team. Like my teammates just fought without a Singed and they lost. Of course they lost. So here the enemy is possibly going for a Baron. Let's take a look at what the hell is gonna happen. Enemies are pretty low. What am I gonna do, of course? I go on a vulnerable target like Rakan, ignite, third ability, dead. Dead. Can anyone escape from Singed? No, of course not. Camille tries to go for me. I dodged her hook shot. Oh. Yasuo tries to go for me. Like they just cannot chase me. Oh, Camille used her ultimate, however. Oh, look at this. Just and she ignites me. But you can see that you can just run around unsinged and it's gonna be so damn hard for the enemies to hit you. Not only hit you with basic attacks, but also with skill shots. Because you're so damn fast, you can easily dodge skill shots as well. So here I'm gonna go for a Deadman's Plate, probably. And as I said with the Deadman's Plate, sometimes it can be good to just not even use the passive of it. Just keep the 100 stacks and utilize the bonus 50 movement speed to just run around in a team fight. I have no idea what the Z is doing, by the way, here. Just completely inting at this point. Really not a good moment to die because the dragon is up. Oh, he did get a kill, however. Let's take a look at this. I mean, yeah, that was just a kill. I used my second ability, but yeah, he just got that kill. Oh, another fight? Yeah, they're going for the dragon. Let's take a look at this. Of course, make sure you use your ultimate, by the way, guys. Oh, this is not a good position for me. I get saved by my team, however, but make sure you use your ultimate. Like, look, I can run right through that because of my ultimate. If I hadn't used my ultimate, I would have been dead already. And here, boom, throwing the Yasuo right back into the abyss, guys. Here, look, just run, just run. Don't get too close, just run. And he's dead. See that? Just run. All you gotta do is run and you're gonna be providing enough value in a team fight anyways. Feeding Yasuo. I don't know what Zed's concern is right now. I'm just kinda trying to bait the Kai'Sa there, but yeah. Oh, that's not good. Stupid Camille ultimate, man. Such a stupid ability. Just caught me right there. Yeah, Camille's gonna kill all of us here. So you can see that the enemies actually have a lot of magic resist. However, I'm not gonna build a Void Staff. And the reason for that is because on Singed, it's better to go for 2 defensive items. And in this game, they have Spirit Visage, they have Blade of the Rune King. What does that mean? Healing. So instead, like as I said, you shouldn't think like, okay, I wanna carry the game. No, you should think, how can I make the enemy's game the biggest nightmare possible for them? And how do you do that? To apply anti-heal on them, Grievous Wounds. So instead of going for a Void Staff, you go for the Green Book instead, to just apply the Grievous Wounds. Let's take a look at this. They're going here. You know, the third ability is such a disgusting ability on Singed. It's so funny. I use my Ghost to chase him. Look at this. And he's dead. That's how easy it is. And now I also have the... I don't know what it's called, but the ability power item that gives you armor as well. So every time I use an ability, I'm gonna get a shard and it's gonna block damage as well and apply damage to the enemy. So all these items just perfectly contribute towards Singe. Oh, Kai'Sa. He got rooted as well. Well, man, the Lee Sin just shot them right into my Fartcast, but unfortunately the Lee Sin was a bit low. So I'm going in 1v2 here. Let's take a look at what's gonna happen. The Kai'Sa is applying so much damage on me. Yeah. So you can see. Oh, I still killed him. So what I tried to do there is I tried to run into the bush to take away the vision on me, right? So I could buy myself a bit more time with my gas. But yeah, unfortunately it didn't work because Kai'Sa used her first ability before I went into the bush. So as my last item, no, not Frozen Heart. Am I gonna go for Frozen Heart? No, go for the Green Book. Sell it. No, I mean undo. I should go for the Green Book. I really hope I sold it to go for the Green Book. Come on, sell it. Yes. Yes. Good job. That's what I want to see from you. Good job. Huh. Nice. Yeah, you obviously want to go for the Green Book here. Look at their builds. They have Rakan, who can heal his allies, and four of his teammates, you know, Camille, Mundo, Jigs, and Yasuo, all have some sort of healing, especially Mundo, guys. So I had to go for the Green Book in this game. Let's take a look at this. Use my ultimate, run right through the enemy. Just take a look at this. Just take a look. Look at how much value I'm applying in this fight. Boom, that's one kill. I see Kai'Sa. Of course, I dive the Kai'Sa. And meanwhile, like, I'm running. Just look at this. Slowing all of them. Got another kill right there. It's gonna get so... it gets even crazier later on in the game with what happens with Singed. Singed is an absolute late game champion. I mean, if you didn't know that yet, you know now. So when you reach that late game, you're gonna get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. You're gonna be more and more annoying. Boom. You just can't escape. You just can't escape. Once an enemy gets caught by Singed, he cannot escape. That's a fact. Because you can throw them behind you and your fart gas is gonna slow them by 20% constantly. So you can just stay on top of an enemy and they literally can never escape. That's so funny. However, keep in mind, if you stay on top of an enemy, they can hit you, right? So keep in mind, be a bit wary of that, because when they hit you, obviously they're going to do a lot of damage to you. And Singed is a bit vulnerable to damage per second, so they can actually kill you. So keep that in mind. Here we're just getting the Elder Dragon. Kai'Sa is pushing, but we just have to get this Elder Dragon. And honestly, when you get an Elder Dragon with Singed, you know the game is over. Because your fart gas is going to be applying the Elder Dragon buff, the true damage to all of the enemies. Like, Singed is probably one of the best champions to have the Elder Dragon on. There's just no way that you should lose the game with the Elder Dragon on Singed anymore. No way at all. I can get the Green Book. I'm full build right now. I mean, honestly, at this point, let's just enjoy the full build Singed, guys. Let's take a look at what the hell is gonna happen in the next fight. We have Elder Dragon, full build Singed, and oh, let's just take a look at what's gonna happen. So we start the Baron, and enemies kind of have to engage, right? But they're going on my team before I'm here. You can see that my team actually loses without me. It's insane. Like, they lose so hard when I'm not here. But now Daddy's here, guys. He's gonna take care of the fight. Daddy's Singed. Going on the Yasuo. So how? Look at this. I go for the heal real quick just because I'm so fast. I can literally take the honey fruit and continue the fight. That is how fast Singed is. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Did you see that? I'm gonna ask you to test your knowledge. And if you have listened to my tips correctly in this video, how the hell was I this fast during this team fight? Did you just see how, like, I'm gonna rewind it actually. Just look at this team fight. Look at my speed. Look at this. Just look. Look. Look at this. How the hell am I this fast? If you had listened in this video, you 100% of you have to get this right. Pause the video right now and tell me the main reason why I was that fast. Like, I know there's a lot of reasons that I was fast, but why was I that fast? Why was it so easy for me to take the honey fruit and then still catch up to the Yasuo? Put it in the comments. I really hope you listened to my commentary, because if you didn't, then you're not gonna know, of course. So, I'm gonna tell you now. Of course, the Dead Man's Plate, guys. Come on, the Dead Man's Plate. You saw it in action. I told you about it earlier on in the video. you can choose to not proc your Deadman's Blade, which I didn't do throughout that whole fight up until I caught up to the Yasuo. And you saw how much movement speed it gave me. It was absolutely incredible. Just the 50... You guys know that 50 movement speed is approximately 15% bonus movement speed. And when you, as I said, when you combine that with all the other things that you have on Singed, it's gonna be even bigger. So if you want to maintain that movement speed, just don't hit an enemy and you're literally gonna catch up to every single enemy. There is not a single enemy that can escape from Singed, guys. So that was it, the Deadman's Blade, guys. That's the item that's providing me the most movement speed in the game. My team is fighting without me. Never a good sign. Yeah, they're just going in without me. Even though we have the Elder Dragon, it's a bit risky. Because they're going in without me. They're getting kills though, just because we have the Elder Dragon, but still, it's a bit risky to fight without me. Like, I am not even the... I'm the main tank and the main carry of my team. It's kind of funny. Oh my god, it's a bit too far. Oh, I would have killed him if he didn't use stasis. That's another thing, guys. Your second ability will always secure a kill after an enemy uses stasis. Let me tell you why. So when an enemy uses stasis, you have to put your second ability on top of them 0.1 or 0.2 seconds before they leave the stasis. What's gonna happen then is they literally cannot escape. They cannot escape with any ability because they're grounded, right? They're grounded, they're staying on the ground, and it's gonna guarantee that you're gonna kill that enemy because they're grounded. So that's another thing that you have to know about the second ability. When an enemy uses stasis, you always want to be using your second ability on top of that enemy because after the stasis, they can't escape. They're gonna be slowed and they just can't escape. So here we could have maybe ended, but I didn't want to be taking any risks because if we didn't end there, the enemy minions would have actually ended in our base. So instead of just taking a risk, I just went back and cleared out the minions. This was definitely the right call because yeah, the minions could have actually ended the game. Yeah, as I said, like at this point there's just no way, there's absolutely no way that we should lose this game. Even like I can probably 3 versus 5 this game. I just need the Jinx and maybe some other champion and we should be able to win the fight just because I'm there, the Singed. So here I'm just taking the blue buff, and when you have a blue buff, just keep your fart gas on, honestly. Like you can just spam it. It's never gonna run out. Like at this point there's not even a reason for me to turn it off. I'm still gonna turn it off, but yeah. Oh, they're fighting. And who's gonna enter the fight at the perfect moment, guys? Turn on your first ability, turn on your ultimate, and run right through the enemy. Look at this, guys. Just look at this. Kaisa is dead as well. Look at this. Mundo is dead. Yasuo is dead. Triple kill. Like, just look at this. I kill every single enemy and I get a quadra kill on Singed. Oh, legendary as well. Oh my god, we got it again. It has been a long time, man. It has been a long time. Unfortunately, the Camille is not giving me the pentakill. Would have been pretty good title for the video, but it's okay. You know, it's okay. I'm pretty sure this was a really nice game to watch. Like, I really enjoyed playing it, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna rewatch it as well at some point because it's just so insane. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really fun to play, and man, I just hope that you would like. I really hope that I've convinced you that Singed is incredibly powerful. And oh wait, of course. Wait! I have to show you the damage. I almost forgot. Oh my god! Look at this. 64,000 damage, guys. 64,000 damage on Singed. And the funny thing is, I also tanked 38,000 damage. It's not super a lot because I was so fast that the enemies could not even catch up to me. So, yeah, let's run this through. I'm pretty sure I got the MVP. I did everything. Yeah, I got the MVP. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. 35 minutes. What the hell? Didn't even realize it was this long of a video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.